keep saying what's next.
Yeah.
We are here until we end this menagerie of mandates and not laws. We are a country of... Please, let me finish. You spoke, I'm speaking.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Senators, for having us today. My name is Ron Coleman. I'm from Reno, Nevada. My daughter said to me before I left, Dad, you can't afford to do this with everything that's come over the last 2 years. And I looked at her and I said, I can't afford not to do this.
Yeah.
This is a movement that the people have brought forth that says our God-given rights have been trampled on from our Constitution. Let Nancy Pelosi know that the power is in the people and we are coming.
Amen.
Hey, how you doing, folks? Ron here. And this isn't a live, even though the intro said it was a live. It's a recording that I decided I'd better do. Over the last few days, we've had we had a bill that passed the House, and I'm seeing a lot of issues with HR 7109 that are kind of confusing. But when I read 7109 and interpret it, I'm left with the fact that these people, that some of which I normally trust in their words, are confused. Okay? HR 7109 that passed the House 2 days ago by 206 to 202 come out night before last. Stephen Miller had stated that we were giving the illegals or aliens the representation in Congress. That's not what 7109 is. Back in 2018 timeframe, we were attempting to make changes to the census for 2020 to find out how many individuals in a home were non-citizens. Because the Democrats don't want this asked, because they will take the total number of houses, or house members, members in a home, and they'll put it towards their redistricting efforts for Congress. The more that they can get, the better that they can represent districts Democrat. That's why the Democrats want it. They don't want the questions on whether or not someone is a citizen of the United States. So 7109 passed the House 206 to 202 with no Democrat support. And I saw yesterday some big name people saying that it was unanimously the Democrats voting for giving aliens the right to have representation in the House of Representatives. Bull. Let me put it that way. 7109 gives a checkbox on the upcoming census, which isn't until 2030, that says each member of the household, are you a citizen of the United States? So that's what we want. You know, if you have 10 people that live in a house that are of voting age, and 5 of them check the box that says, I am a citizen, but 5 don't, then per the text of 7109, exclusion of anyone who didn't check the box is put forth. Meaning that you only have represented 5 citizens out of 10. Democrats don't want that because they want the 10. They don't want the 5. So why is everybody saying, we don't want that? We don't want, because 206 Republicans voted yes, let's do it. We tried to do it in 2018. We couldn't do it in 2018 for the 2020 census, but the 2030 census is now, looking to ask the question. So, stop already. Now, constitutionally speaking, being a constitutionalist, I believe wholeheartedly in the law of the land, okay? The Constitution of the United States. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to be a citizen to vote for the president. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 3 only speaks to electors, and the 12th Amendment, which supersedes Clause 3. You have to be electors. Okay, so now you go back to Article 1, Section 4, which is the legislative branch that speaks to senators and congressmen, House members. Again, it doesn't speak to whether or not you have to be a citizen. You want to see where the law is on whether or not you are you have to be a citizen to vote in federal elections. Let me clarify that. You have to go to Title 18 of the U.S. Code. Okay, so Title 18, which USC 18, subsection 611, that entire section has to do with the legality of aliens. Now, I say aliens, not undocumented immigrants, not newcomers, not anything but aliens. And in that document, in that code, which I'll bring up on the screen here, okay? 611, this is 18 USC, subsection 611A. It shall be unlawful for any alien to vote in any election held solely or in part for the purpose of electing a candidate for the office of president, vice president, member of Senate, member of House of Representatives, delegate to District of Columbia. Starts right there. That's where the law comes into play on whether or not you can vote in federal elections. It has nothing to do with the Constitution. It's not in the Constitution. It was made law in 18 U.S.C. 611. Now, there has been there was a lady up on Tucker the other day saying that illegal aliens were going to vote and they were going to use 611C3. Okay. So if we go down to C, okay, C says subsection A does not apply to an alien if. And then you go to 3, the alien reasonably believed at the time of voting in violation of such subsection that he or she was a citizen of the United States, then they didn't do anything unlawful. But B says any person who violates this section shall be fined under this title. That's B. C says A. Okay? B says that they shall be fined or imprisoned for not more than 1 year or both. So, let's talk about C3 for a moment. First and foremost, we've got Alejandro Mayorkas coming out a month or so ago saying they're no longer to be considered aliens. They're no longer considered undocumented immigrants. They are considered newcomers. Now, this is where the administration plans a little end run. An end run to Title 18, subsection 11. By calling them newcomers, they are removed from 611 because they're not considered aliens. This is the same thing that happened in 1996 in Australia with the gun buyback program, okay? In the gun buyback program of 1996 in Australia, prior to that, home invasions was off the charts. I mean, they were having home invasions crazy. After the buyback, home invasions, when the government reported on home invasions after the gun buyback program, it miraculously went to 0%. See, it was successful by taking everyone's guns back. I don't know how you can buy back something that you never owned in the first place, but that's me. So, what happened? They changed the definition of what a home invasion is. And then said, there's nothing there. Nothing is defined now as a home invasion. Do people still break into homes, harming the homeowners or this, that, and the other? Well, yeah. In fact, it's on the rise. But it's no longer considered a home invasion. This is happening right here in the United States. It happens every single time I turn on something that gives me information, not necessarily the news. Biden and the White House saying that violent crime is down. I think it was like 18% on one statistic since Biden took office. BS. You know what's down? The reporting mechanisms. Violent crimes are not reported to the statistical record keepers anymore. In a lot of cases. Mostly Democrat-run city police departments. So, if you're not reporting it, then the master record is down. Violent crime is down. We know, those who are awake, know that the violent crime is off the charts in the United States of America. That's what we know. And so, this is what they do. This is what the Democrats, and the Republicans, I must add, what they do. To make the numbers look good, to not show the man behind the curtain, they change definitions. They change statistical reporting, like they did with the VAERS report. VAERS. Oh, we don't have as much in the way of vaccine injury. Well, when they told people don't worry about reporting your vaccine injuries at the major hospitals, it kind of makes a statistical difference, doesn't it? This is exactly what's wrong with America and the world, quite honestly. The end run that they're going to try and do is they're trying to change the nomenclature, the definition of the law for an illegal alien. Whereas Title 18, 611 states alien, by calling them a newcomer, they avoid 611. So there's nothing to stop them from voting. Let me ask you a question. What signifies citizenship in the United States of America? Is it a social security number? The SSA, or the Social Security Administration, began its efforts of giving out and doling out Social Security numbers, which is a federal number, in 1936. Why did they do that? Well, they did that to bolster an issue that had come out of the 1913 income tax that they created. They needed a way to track your money. So they created a database using issuance of Social Security numbers. Well, that doesn't make you a citizen. And in the Social Security Administration, yes, in that administration, it states that you have to prove citizenship. So I ask you again, how do you prove that you're a citizen? Well, there's basically 3 documents that proves you're a citizen. 1, your birth certificate, that you're born in the United States of America. You're a born citizen. You're a natural. 2, a baptismal record. And 3, evidence by the court that you have passed, if you are an alien coming into the United States, that you have passed the citizenship part of becoming a citizen. Those are the 3 only documents, the only 3 documents that make you a citizen. Your driver's license doesn't make you a citizen. Your identification doesn't make you a citizen. And getting a Social Security number doesn't make you a citizen of the United States. These are all things that they have been doing for years in states that are mostly Democrat-controlled states with illegal aliens. Those who have not gone through citizenship process to become citizens to be able to vote. And so as a result, they've got a workaround. The state issues out driver's licenses to those who have simply an address. They don't have to prove that they're a citizen. Now with that driver's license, what can they do? They present it as identification that they are simply identified. That doesn't make them a citizen. And now you've got Biden's administration giving illegal aliens, and this is where I think people need to do some research, Social Security numbers. But again, even if they've got that, that doesn't make you a citizen. Doesn't prove, citizenship. Their end run goal is to alleviate Title 18, subsection 611, by reclassifying them, instead of aliens, reclassifying them as newcomers, allowing them to vote. Time to get off our backsides here, people. I've been saying it for years. Only us, only the citizens of the United States of America can bring this to an end. Our government is too corrupt to do anything. We need to let everyone know what the end run game is. They're looking to swamp the electoral system, which is Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2 and 3, and the 12th Amendment of the Constitution, by feeding the tunnel that goes through the electoral system full of popular vote for each state, using illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, called something else, defining them as something that the law doesn't have a definition for. Newcomer's not in the law, alien is. So that's what you need to realize, and that's what you need to take out of this. Sitting on our laurels and hoping that someone else is going to fix this problem is only going to allow us to watch the failures. Get the messaging out. Tell your friends, tell your families. So that's all I've got for today, folks. Sorry I haven't been on live for a while, been kind of busy, but I felt that this needed to be done. Take care. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
You